back to another episode of Famous Chehre with Ravneet, only on Vii Media. For today's episode, I have with me a teenage mindset coach who himself was extremely shy and had confidence issues in his teenage. And now with his coaching and training, he has impacted the lives of 50,000 kids, and he is on a mission to impact the lives of 1 million kids by 2024. Please welcome teenage mindset coach Kamalneet Singh. Hi Kamalneet, welcome to the show only on Vii Media. I hope you're doing well.
Hi Ravneet, yes, thank you very much. It's indeed an honor and a pleasure to be a part of this show. And thanks to the entire team of Vii Media and everybody, including you and the entire team involved. It's indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to be here.
Thank you so much. So my first question to you is that how and when you decided to begin with your entrepreneurial journey, what was that one thought that made you become a teenage mindset coach?
Yeah, that's an interesting journey that you've asked me. So my journey did not start in coaching and training as such. I initially worked in kitchen as a cook, and to put it in a better way, maybe chef. But then you become a chef with the rising ladders. But then I was in the initial phase. Now, the very reason I got into that was that, as a child during school days, I had issues with expressing and confidence and, speaking up and all of that, and which led to a scenario wherein I was told to take up a back-end job so that I don't have to deal with the real world out there. I don't have to deal with people. And, as kids are, and you don't really get to decide too much. And I borrowed that decision given to me that take up a back-end job. And I landed up doing hotel management. I started my first job in a kitchen and working there day in day out. I would cut onions, and when you cut onions, you get tears because of the sulfur present in it. And in doing so, I thought bullying was very limited to schools only, but little did I realize that bullying also happened in organizations. Yes, and that is where I realized that I landed up in a kitchen, and kitchen is a great work if you like it. So I kind of did not like it. And I realized that I landed up here only because I did not believe in myself in the early years. I borrowed people's decisions. I did not have that faith. And I thought, I'll really have to run away from the world and, probably hide behind. And, working in the kitchen, I realized that I'm actually hiding from the world. So when that realization happened, I also realized that not just me, there are probably thousands of kids across the country, even more, who are struggling to really express, who are really struggling to say what they want to, who are really struggling to, be who they want to be. So what the realization when I realized that, this is not the place for me, and whatever has happened with me should not really happen with kids. So that is when the decision was made that, I'm going to go out and, go back to schools and work with kids. But, the way things happen, your friends and people around you tell you that, this is not the right thing to do.
True.
And but fortunately for me, what had happened was that my parents, they stood by. A lot of people did not agree to my decision of switching from, kitchen to, education and training and all of that. But my parents stood by. So that was a big support, and the journey started, and that's how it has been.
Wow, great. Kudos to the work that you are doing, and really great to know that your family supported you and now you are living your dreams and also providing education and training to the kids out there who once have gone through the same thing. So that's very great of you. So moving on to the next question is that from last 1 year, the world has become virtual and digital media plays a very important role. So what is the impact of digital media on teenagers in today's world?
Right. So, if you probably look at your time and my time, we did not have these smartphones, and we did not have access to, digital media and all of that. And, we had those, if you remember, Nokia wale phone,
Absolutely, yeah.
And now see, kids and the teens, they have digital media. One, it is required because the schooling has come home. The schooling has literally come home through the laptops, through the phones. But to be honest, my personal opinion, I feel that social media and digital media, especially for the teens, it's doing more harm than good. And it's like this. It's an old cliche, but then holds very, very true. You give a knife to somebody. Now it's a choice that they have whether they would want to cut fruits or vegetables,
Yeah.
or would they want to misuse it. So, but what happens is that teenagers, especially, they have a lot of outside influence. and which they do not really have control over. So they end up using it, for more than right reasons. They end up using it for reasons which might not be that appropriate. And you ask parents, I keep dealing with them all the time. उनकी यही कंप्लेंट है, ये नालायक सोता ही नहीं है पिछले एक साल में. They are awake all night and they're on their phones, on all their laptops. So I think while it is required, the way it is being used by our younger lot is not very, very supportive.
Absolutely. So somewhere it has a positive impact, but somewhere it also has a very negative impact, I would say.
True. I see, if you ask me that where is the weighing scale, heavier, according to me, it's heavier on the negative side.
Yeah, but these days it is also very important, because as you have mentioned that education has come to home now. So, students or children have to learn everything through digital media. So somewhere it is also very important, but as you have said that it has a negative impact. So we really need to work on it. So could you give us a little instances or some tips that how this negativity can go away and the positivity comes, because digital media in fact plays a very important role.
It does. I truly agree that it does play an important role, yet at the same time the usage of the same decides whether it's helping us or not. In fact, if you look at it, in the absence of digital media today, had it not been there, kids would have not been studying. So which is a very crucial part. Yet at the same time, I see that kids they're awake all night on their phones, and in the name of, I remember my days. I'll just probably do a demo for you. I would probably sit sometimes like this, and my parents thought that I'm probably studying.
Yeah,
which is not the case. And for kids, they're on their mobile phones, on all their laptops, and the moment somebody comes over, they switch the window to an academic window. But then I know that sometimes they are not really studying per se, but yes, it is crucial. What has come to my notice through parents, through teachers, and through principals is that much more than academics, which is, there are a few things that they cannot let go of, which is their regular studies. But beyond that, kids are spending a lot of time on the digital media.
Yeah.
And which I think impacts the family as well, because imagine 4 people in a room, and everybody is on a gadget. So,
and somewhere they're losing the touch to be connected with the family.
True. And that also leads to, there are surveys which says that, increased use of particularly social media, I'm not referring to digital media per se, but increased use of social media is also leading to mental health issues.
Yeah. So my next question somewhere related to that also, that what according to you could be another reasons for mental health issues, apart from that we have just spoke about digital media. Apart from that, what else?
So I think one of the major reasons that stands out is a lot of pressure. I see pressure as one of the key points, which is holding true for teenagers, because there are a lot of them. You see, there is academic pressure, wherein parents and schools would expect the kids to deliver in terms of percentage. Then there is parental pressure. There is societal pressure. There is peer pressure. Kids, so they're pretty much loaded with pressures, and I think that's one of the reasons that they feel lost. Also leads to mental health issues. That's one. Second, I feel that a lot of times, if you see that there is a lack of self-awareness about what triggers a child, what bothers them, what's important to them. So when there is lack of understanding about our own self, that also kinds of propels them towards issues which are related to mental health. And I see another one, which is, in my personal opinion, that the face-to-face time that we used to have, and probably the activity that we would engage in. You remember your times and our times. We would actually go out.
Absolutely.
And we grew up physically. Chupan chupai ho, you call it.
There are so many activities.
There are so many of them. There are so many of them, and today it's not really happening. And I see that that's also leading to their personal issues at a mental health level.
Yeah, true. So during your TED talk, you have mentioned that whatever goes in the mind of the child at the age of 16 has an impact of it till the age of 60. So what, according to you, are the key things that needs to be, taught to the child at the age of 16 so that it has an impact till 60? It's a very great statement, and I really wanted to know the methodology behind it also. So let our viewers know what are the key things behind it.
Sure. Thank you, Ravneet. I'm glad you liked it. So there's a survey which says that 75% of a child's overall development happens by the age of about 14 or 15. 75% of their overall development. Now imagine with a life expectancy of roughly about 70, 75 or 80, right? 75% development happens by the age of about 14, 15. Now the balance remaining is only 25% for which they have the entire life.
Yeah.
Right. So what's crucial is that while the foundation is being laid, it's like, when you're probably building a building, when you are building a huge infrastructure, the foundation has to be very strong. So I feel that, by 15, 16, kids should really be taught a few things. They can be taught, they can be caught maybe. So one of them is, a very, very strong ethical way of operating things. That's one. Second is that I feel that, more than marks, so I'm not somebody who's a big fan of marks. So some people might appreciate, some might not. I'm not a very big fan, but I feel while they're important, but then at that crucial age, what kids should be, filled with, or probably they should be, what should be inculcated is a right skill set, a right mindset. Now, there can be different mindsets. It can be a mindset of, scarcity. It can be a mindset of abundance. There can be a mindset of failure. There can be a mindset of success. You'll be surprised, and so would be the viewers. I'll share something with you. Every time I am with these kids and I ask them, the general size of a class, a section, is about 40 kids, and I end up asking them that, how many of you are very sure that you will be successful in your life, and raise your hands. So can you guess out of 40 how many kids they end up raising their hands?
How many?
It's very few. Unfortunately, it's, I would not see more than 7-8 hands going up. And that too, how that's happening is that, they're looking at each other. Oh, he's also raising, she's also raising, so let me also
एक ने उठा लिया तो चलो मैं भी उठा लेता हूँ
मैं भी कर लेता हूँ, अच्छा अगर ये उठा सकता तो मैं भी कर लेता हूँ, on those lines. But if you look beyond the activity, it's saddening that a child at a young age, maybe he's a teenager, 13, 14, 15, inside he has a mindset that I will not be successful.
Yeah.
I think that's actually that's sad.
And somewhere children don't even know that what they want to do in life. Success comes along with it, but you need to have a perspective that you need to do this thing in life.
Correct.
So बच्चों को पता ही नहीं होता कि उन्होंने करना क्या है.
Very true, very true. So I feel that, skill sets at an early age, self-awareness at an early age, and the right mindset at an early age, if that is taken care of, kids will probably take care of their life very well.
True. Great. So my next question is that the desire for privacy is like a natural part of adolescence. And sometimes it becomes very difficult for parents to look after what their children are up to. So how to manage that?
Yeah, so this reminds me of days when when mothers and fathers they would be running after the kids for everything that they want, and now a time has come wherein the kids, they say, go away, mere ko akela chhod do. Why do you keep seeing what I'm doing? Why are you after my life? And what do you really, are you spying on me? That's what kids tell me. That's how they end up interacting with their parents. I feel that, I'll share an instance about a very dear friend of mine. We would go to a maths tuition, and the tuition would finish by 6 o'clock, 6:05 the tuition would finish, and then we would stand outside the tuition center for some time. We will talk. By the time we would reach home, it would be roughly around 7ish.
Yeah.
The moment my friend would enter the home, his mother would be like, your tuition got over at 6 o'clock. You're coming home and at 7 o'clock. Where have you been all this while?
Yeah.
And he would say that, I was with Kamalneet near the park. We were standing there and talking. And then she would make a fake attempt by saying that, I went through that side. You were not there. And he would say, but no, I was very much there. And, you can call up Kamalneet and ask. I think somewhere, parents, I think it's a message that the parents have to really pick up. When you do not show trust
To your
towards
children.
the kids, and it's a good way to put it. Maybe when you do not show trust to the kids, the moment you remove T from the trust, you are left with rust. So relationship ko jang lag jata hai, and I feel that
Right.
a lot of times there is a lack of trust. And not to say that kids do not indulge in things which are not appropriate, but a lot of times they feel that they are being looked from very suspicious eyes.
Yeah.
And when they feel that, they behave in a certain way. And there
Yeah.
comes a time when they say, you know what, we are anyways looked upon like this, so why bother? So I think I'll probably I'll make an appeal to all the parents out there that build a relationship with your kids
True.
wherein you can trust them, so that
So that
they
they
can
can
trust
share
you,
things with you.
they can share things with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
True. So, apart from providing coaching and training to the teenagers out there, do you also provide workshops and seminars to the parents and teachers who could participate?
Yes, Avneet. I do two signature programs. I do one for teachers known as How to Wow in Life and Classrooms, and I do another one for the parents. It's called Raising the Extraordinary Kids.
Okay.
And I've had the privilege to address more than 15,000 teachers in the past 1 decade, and I've addressed thousands of parents. And I feel that while a child is at the center of the work that we do, keeping the teachers and the parents, in the loop is equally important.
Yeah. Okay. So, also let us know what are all the courses that you provide to all the teenagers. Is there any consultation fee or charges that are involved?
Right. So yes, Ravni, there are these programs. They, talking about the fees, they range from somewhere between 5,000, and on the higher side they go up to about 50,000.
Okay.
And these programs, they range between 1 month and they go on till a year. From something which is a short-term module to a full 1 year module. That's how these programs are.
Okay.
And yeah, that's how.
So currently, all the sessions are going on virtually only.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And
Even if somebody says that.
earlier you used to go and meet children and
Right.
parents at the schools or maybe at the home also if they enroll in your course.
So it was limited to schools majorly,
Okay.
and students coming over to the office. But then, ever since the pandemic happened, things have been online,
Yeah.
and we're operating fully online. But to be very honest, I love doing these sessions live more than
Yeah.
online. But then, given the situation, as you were talking about,
Yeah.
everything has moved on the online platform. So we're doing things online. But I'm really looking forward to get back to hit the ground, to actually do things in a live format.
Absolutely. So, is there any message that you would want to give to the parents out there who tell their children that if you fail in academics, you will fail in life? Academics are important, but so are the other things. So, what is that one message you would like to give to the parents out there?
So I'll probably ask this to you. Were you told this?
Never, never. I was very good at academics, though.
Wow, then you're making me uncomfortable. So I was I was an average. I think I'm being easy on myself by saying that I was an average child. Let me be straight about it. I was below average as a child, and I did not score too many marks. However, uh, I remember the PTM days, and if you too remember that, you enter a classroom, parents are sitting with their kids, and the
Yeah.
moment their turn comes, and you're sitting with the teacher, and the teacher starts about, that your child did not score so and so, he could have done better.
Yeah.
Now, and the teacher would do a very balanced approach in terms of feedback that, इतने आए हैं इतने आ सकते थे, so now let's say I would score somewhere around 60, 65, 68, and the teacher would say, he can score 80 above. So every parent would have those expectations. But
Yeah.
a blatant truth, a straight point about marks, I love this, and I always say this in my sessions. Prepare your kids that, they can probably score marks, which is fine, but I feel that prepare them in such a way that they can leave a mark,
Yeah.
way beyond marks. So prepare them in such a way that they can leave a mark. And the message to all the parents is that, kids are they're badly struggling with comparisons. I get to hear from all the kids, and kids, they tell me, I get compared to Sharma ji's son or daughter,
Yeah.
शर्मा जी के बच्चों को देखो, and I sometimes laugh and I say, what, शर्मा जी के genes में ही पता नहीं क्या है, they always score well, and so no comparison, right? Jokes apart,
Yeah.
no comparison. I think, and probably accept the way your child is, and your child is not Sharma ji's child. He's your own child, so I accept him the way he or she is.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
that,
also give one message to the teenagers out there, because sometimes जैसे आपने बताया कि पीटीएम के टाइम पे जब मदर और बेटा या बेटी बैठे होते हैं साथ में, सो जब एक टीचर बता रही होती है कि इतने मार्क्स आए, इतने और आ सकते थे, तो बच्चा उस वक्त पे कुछ बोलता नहीं है. Most of the time the kids are silent. So what is that message you would want to give to the children out there, that they need to speak up? They need to put their perspective towards their education in front of their parents and their teachers.
Correct. That's a very powerful point that you brought up, Prabhu. I've been studying about psychology, about how certain statements, how certain incidents, they leave an impact on someone's mind, and it drives them forever. And they say that there are three people whose conversations and incidents with them can drive someone's whole life without even them knowing it. So one of them is a teacher. A teacher humiliating anybody in a public domain gets very embarrassing, and so is the case with a parent. Parents saying certain things to kids, it can have an impact. So the message to kids would be that is exactly what you said. In fact, I'm going to borrow your words if you allow.
Sure.
It's about speak up. And that's precisely what I wanted to say, that it's important that kids, they speak up. And when I say speak up, I don't mean to say that they probably rage out and they express their anger, but then
just to put their voice,
just to put their point,
message.
Point. I remember one of my teacher during the PTM told my mom that he's useless, and make him sit at home because that's what he's worth. So while it's been many years, but the statements, they sometimes they in your mind, in your head. So I think had I had the life skills at that time, I would have gone back to my teacher and I would have told her that, madam, what, while you feel that I'm worthless, I think if you could have told me, rather you would have given me a solution, that what can I do to get better at
work
life.
On myself.
Correct. So I think go work on yourself. Crucial point to all the teenagers out there: speak up, express yourself, and know yourself. I think self-awareness is largely missing, very crucial, but missing from these youngsters. So the message for them is that work on yourself, know yourself, which is very crucial.
Absolutely. So till now, you have with your coaching and training, you have impacted the lives of 50,000 kids, and now you are on a mission to impact the lives of 1 million kids by 2024. So what are your plans to achieve this particular goal?
Right. So the goal looks mammoth, not just to anybody but to me as well. I know that it's a gigantic goal. So the goal is, I know that I can't do it by myself. So I handle and manage a team. And the only way to fulfill this goal is that, when I'm able to replicate myself, not as an individual, Kamalneet to ek hi rahega, lekin, probably the process is to train these kids. If they reach out to, hundreds of people, and they further go out and train more and more kids. So the idea is to have an army of trainers who are professional, who are trained to work with kids in a way that gives them results. And that's the only way that the results can be achieved, and that's the direction I'm working in.
So are you also,
teamwork?
So are you also working with volunteers who would want to become a part of your team if they have a certain education, a set of education that is needed to provide coaching?
Sure. So we are, and we'll be more than happy, provided that the person who is willing to work with kids must have the the right reason. कि बच्चों के साथ काम करना ही क्यों है? There has to be a reason to it, and if the reasons are right, and if they have the basic qualifications and the basic skill sets, we'll be more than happy to reach out to different parts of the country.
Great. So if there's anybody watching us right now, if they want to associate with Kamalneet ji, please connect with him. And you could also mention your email ID if in any way they could connect to you.
Sure. So the email ID is info info@kamalneetsingh.com.
So write it down, guys. And if you have the jazba, if you have the skill set that you think that you could provide education or development to other people out there, do reach out to him and let's help him to complete this mission.
I love the word jazba. I love the word jazba. So I think probably on the hiring advertisement, we must that if you have the jazba.
If you have the jazba and the motivation also, and to encourage others, which we should encourage others. In fact, आज मैंने आपके साथ episode किया है, so this thought comes in my mind also that we need to put this message out there. Of course, the skill set, the proper education is also required to train others. But sometimes, as you have said, that the reason is also important. So if you have the reason that why you need to educate teenagers or children out there, then you should definitely get in touch with either me or either Kamalneet ji. I will definitely connect you with him. So thank you so much, Kamalneet ji, for being a part of Famous Chehre. It was great having you, and I hope that हमारे viewers ने कुछ अच्छा helpful उनको information मिला हो out of today's episode.
Pleasure, Ravneet. Thank you so much. Thanks to you and to VI Media and the entire team. Indeed an honor, and best wishes. Keep rising. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this was teenage mindset coach Kamalneet Singh with us. We spoke about digital media's impact on teenagers, mental health issues, and so many other things. I hope you were able to get some helpful information out of today's episode and enjoyed watching it. We'll be back with another guest, another episode. Till then, keep watching Vii Media. If you're someone who have achieved something in life and you want your story to be heard by people, do write to us at vi@vimediatv.com and we will bring your story online. This is your host Ravneet signing off for now. Keep watching Vii Media.